Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome to this installment of Mike's Vehicle Vlogs. I want to thank you guys for joining me today. So we are still continuing with our front strut saga with my 01 Aztek here, because we have a history with the Aztek of not being able to get things completed in either one day or one video or whatever. So, you know, we're just going to keep rolling with this thing. But a few days ago, while the camera was not rolling, I managed to get 2 out of the 3 studs off of my strut tower. The one back there, the nut was so bad you can't even really see it anymore. So I was going to try to hacksaw it off, and of course the hacksaw took forever and there's not a whole lot of room to really do anything with it. But with those 2 other nuts off, you can see I actually got the brake and it bent, and that's where we are with that last one. So yeah, it looks bad. The tower does look bad, but I don't know. It still seems pretty strong. I mean, the spring was up against, you know, portions of that over on this side, and you know, it looks bad, but it still seems like it's a pretty solid piece. Of course, around the edges, it doesn't look good. So somebody was telling me I could probably just maybe try to scrape the rust off with like a wire brush or something like that, and then paint it with the Rust-Oleum, and the Rust-Oleum will keep the rust from really spreading and stuff. But it does seem to feel sturdy at the moment. So I guess, I don't know, maybe we can actually roll with it as is, or I'm not having much luck finding a plate that goes over top of it, so we might have to make one if need be. I really don't want to send this car to the crusher or to the U-Pull-It or something like that. I mean, we put too much money, too much time into this thing. She has yet to be driven at least a few times. But I really want to keep this thing on the road for as long as I can. So as in the last video regarding this, as you can see, we had to remove the, oops, I forgot that wasn't attached. We had to remove the wiper motor assembly, and that's what's sitting here. So that really wasn't that bad. We had to take the wiper arms off, which they're kind of just sitting here. The washer fluid lines are still hooked up. They're just laying around. Once the wiper blades or arms are off, there's these rivets that go throughout, and you pop that off. And then from there, there's 4 bolts that go on both sides of these. And then once those are out, you just slide this whole assembly out. But it's still in my way, because what I'm going to do today, hopefully, is a friend of mine from work let me borrow this grinder with the cutoff wheel, and I got to try to get it back there because we're going to try to cut that. Stud off. But my wiper assembly is still in the way, and I can't really get it out too much because of the wiring harness. I think down here. Can I maneuver it? Maybe I can. Maybe I was wrong. I just need to get it up out of the way so I can get the thing back there. I'm probably going to have to disconnect it anyway, because I don't like how the one particular wire is sitting. Harness, it's supposed to be around here, but it's not. So I'm probably going to have to disconnect the battery anyway, unhook that one harness loom, and then we'll try to get back there and we'll try to cut this off and see what the rest of that tower is going to look like. Well, of course, you know, this doesn't fit back there. It barely makes it, but the cowl up overhead starts to bevel downward. It bevels downward, and it just starts, it misses it just by like a few inches. No go. So now I wonder if maybe we could try to do it over here, which I don't want to do because I'm gonna get blasted with stuff. But put it upside down and maybe do it like this. Maybe we can just cut the stud off in the bottom and see what happens from there. So I think I'm gonna try that. Of course, you want your safety first, so I'm going to be wearing those for my eyes. Well, alright, so we got all the rest of this off. The stud's still in there. I can't get at a good angle to get up underneath it, because I think what's going to happen is if I start trying to cut it, I mean, I got to get through like this much, and I don't know if that's going to be enough to get that to come off or not. Man, I really wish that that would fit up on top. Like one good zip, and that's all I need. Alright, so since I'm stubborn and I don't want to stop, the machine didn't work because, as I mentioned, can't get it in through the top, can't get the correct angle from the bottom, so I just kept trying to hacksaw it off, and I've been out here for, I don't know, 45 minutes. And once I kept getting to some certain spots, I would take this and the hammer and I would kind of chisel at it, and it took a lot. But then I noticed that the plate, the edge of the plate through the hole, started looking like, you know, it was kind of bent outward a little bit. So I wedged this in there and hit it with the hammer a few times, and it popped right out. It broke, and it made a noise, and I wonder where it is. Oh, here it is. So yeah, we got through most of the bolt, and when I started kind of chiseling at it from the bottom, it was it snapped. And here's the bolt. So here we are. Let me get my phone. Now, I think I actually may have slightly bent that a little bit. I don't know, but I think for the most part the tower is actually still pretty sturdy, because it took a lot. I mean, it really doesn't look good. It's flaking over there a little bit, but I don't know, it's hard to really demonstrate, but I think, I don't know, it sounds sturdy. It's like, I think it's okay. I think I just gotta maybe clean it up and protect it, and it might be fine. The other one, I mean, the other one looks better than this one. I should just try to loosen those now and see if, you know, how easy those are going to be. It doesn't look like any of those, nuts are like chewed up or as bad as that one. I mean, this, well, you can't really tell now, but I mean, there was like no shape to this nut. I can't close it. So I might just loosen them a little bit, see, you know, just to get them loose, and hope that we don't have to have that issue. Obviously, if I loosen them up, it's not really going to affect the strut. It's on the ground anyway, so it's not like it's really going anywhere. So maybe I'll PB blast them. I'll loosen them up. I'm not going to take them off, but I'll loosen them. And then I'm going to call it a night because I'm getting hungry. Angles. That one back there looks mighty fine. Okay, here it goes. Hopefully the camera doesn't fall. It's kind of unsturdy. Ah. Alright. I don't know if this was the right size. I forgot what I used, but this is a 5/8. Let's try to loosen this one. I think this one's falling apart, guys. Doesn't feel too good. Oh boy. No, that one is just crumbling like this one, so we're gonna probably have to do the same thing with this one. This one. This one's not feeling too good either. On there. Oh wait, okay, we got that one. We got it. Alright, so they're cracked loose. This one, like I said, I don't think there's any shape to it. Maybe try one more time. Maybe on top, and yeah, we're just spinning. Feel. Oh, camera fell, sorry. Oh, wait, we might have something. Maybe, maybe not. Oh, wow. Wow. Sorry the camera fell, guys, but we got it. All three on this side are loose. And now I think my socket is stuck. Yeah, I do believe I'm stuck. Wow. I thought for sure we were going to be screwed like we did on that one. Alright guys, so welcome back to this next portion of this vlog. We're doing some more work with the struts and strut towers today. Today, I think we're going to remove the driver's side strut completely. So this is what we're going to do. Since the strut, I do believe, is still intact. It's not broken like the other one, or at least doesn't appear to be broken. But yeah, so we're going to take this strut off. I've had a little bit of a change of plans, change of ideas when it came to doing, or replacing these struts and strut towers. Or not replacing the strut tower, replacing the struts. I was gonna do used quick struts originally, but then I was thinking about it. Nah, rather, you don't know what you're gonna get. It's really breezy out here today. It's nice. Then I was thinking maybe just buying new quick struts, and they're expensive for this car. They are well over $100 for both sides. I'd be well over $300, and I'm not gonna do that. I did find a set on the Amazon that you can get like both of them for $100, but I also read some reviews. I'm not gonna chance that. So then I just decided, we're just gonna take the struts apart ourselves, and we're gonna replace the struts, replace the mounts obviously, but we should be able to keep the springs. The springs don't seem to be broken from what I can see, so I think the springs are still good. And yeah, so I think we're just going to go that route. Cuts the cost in half, and we still get new struts. Now, as far as the body work on the passenger side strut tower, I've taken pictures. I've kind of showed it to people that I know, people who know cars and stuff, and told them that it seems like it's actually, still structurally sound. Doesn't look too good, but it seems to be nothing. You push on the edges here, and there's nothing really breaking. Doesn't seem like it's in too bad a shape. So they told me I could probably just clean up the rust and paint over it with some like Rust-Oleum. It might buy me a little bit of time, but it doesn't really seem like anything is it's going anywhere. See, So it's still pretty strong. So once we get that side done, went to Home Depot, got some steel wool. We're gonna try to clean up our rust using the steel wool. Also got a can of WD-40 that we're gonna spray with the steel wool, and then that way the WD-40 should help cut some of the rust. So we'll get it as clean as we can. Then I bought some Rust-Oleum Rusty Metal Primer, and I know this is gonna look kind of tacky, but you're not gonna see it anyway. But we bought a can of blue Rust-Oleum spray paint, and this is the like oil-based, so that's what we want to use. As long as it's all coated up, we shouldn't have any issues with the rust coming back, as long as we can clean out as much as that as we can. And then that way too, we can look at that side once the actual strut's out. It doesn't look as bad as this other tower, but you know, obviously it's rusty, so that's what we're gonna do now. In taking off this strut, from the looks of it, I think it's still intact, but I'm kind of nervous about it. So this is the spring compressor tool. You basically get two of them. I rented this from AutoZone, and you want to kind of put them on each side, about 180 degrees I think from each other. And yeah, basically you kind of, I just stuck this one on here to show you guys what it looks like. But you stick them on basically. You get a ratchet. I think this one says what, 19 millimeter, 19 or 3/4 inch ratchet, or impact driver if you have one, and you just kind of tighten it up. And as you can see, it kind of compresses the spring. Obviously, you got to have the other one on the other side to do this. And this is how you actually take the struts apart to get the spring and stuff off. You definitely don't want to break the strut while the springs are compressed. It can be very deadly, and I was really nervous taking this strut off because of the fact that my mount was already broken, but luckily the spring has been compressed enough there wasn't much energy stored in it. But because technically there's a mount here, as you can see on my other strut here, it completely rusted off. But you take this nut off, hopefully we'll be able to get that off, and then that's how we're going to get the rest of this spring off of there, is with that. Okay, so as we did in the previous video, or not video, but the previous part of this video, I did get the 3 on the driver's side loosened up. I did loosen that one all the way because of how that bolt feels, that nut feels, so I didn't like that. But the other 2 are just loosened a little bit. They weren't loosened that much. If we come over here, I got the wheel off, and this strut might actually be leaking. I think that's what that is. So these struts are definitely the original. They look awful. Actually, that one over there, since the spring is not compressed, you can move that strut so easily with your hands, it's not even funny. But let's see, I think, it's hard to see, but I think this one's not broken, not yet, but that plate still doesn't look too good. Doesn't look like the shock or the spring is up against the body like on the other side, so I think this one's still intact. Another thing that I probably should have done that I didn't even think to do when I did the other side is I probably should maybe take a marker and mark the outer sections of this so we know where this lines back up when we get the new strut, because I don't want the alignment. I mean, it's probably going to need alignment regardless, but I don't want it to be that cattywampus. So we're gonna maybe try to mark some areas that we can write on with a Sharpie or something, and then from there we'll we'll, I guess, start cracking it loose and trying to get it off safely, hopefully. Again, 13/16 deep well is what you are going to need for this. can't really do this while I'm filming, but anyway, you guys get the idea. Okay, the bottom one came loose pretty easily. Top one had to get the old trusty black pipe, and we're just now getting it loose. All the crud falling off of it as I'm loosening it. Wow, so whew. So now we gotta knock these things out. A mallet didn't work for me, so we gotta do this. I love PB Blaster so much. Sprayed, you know, the sides and inside, kind of broke it around the edges there. And took a little while to hit it with the hammer, but those came popping out. I'm assuming now, since I'm buying brand new struts, I'm probably gonna get new hardware with it, I'm assuming, but I'm not getting rid of those quite yet. So now, that's loose there. Now we just have to go to the top and finish loosening them up there. I doubt that's gonna actually fall out. It's been sitting in there so long. So we'll have to probably carefully try to wiggle it out. And that's where I'm kind of iffy. Hopefully we don't break off that mount. So let's get to it. Doesn't look like it's going anywhere. Alright, so that's it, she's free. Now, I guess we just gotta kind of wiggle it around. Actually, that came off a lot easier than I thought it was going to. Oh boy. Okay, well, it's out, and she's still armed. That plate does not look good. Alright, so now I'm gonna go get the compressor, and you know, we'll compress those springs up. Wow, this side. Oh, okay, it's okay. This is just left over from the mount. Okay. Alright, so it's okay. It's not the actual thing. Alright, cool. This side might not be as bad as the other side after all. So got some cleaning up to do. Let's go get those compressors on that spring. At this point, you can see we got some wiggle with the spring. So that's it. There's no more tension. I don't like the way it was put on, but I feel like because of this plate, trying to get the compression or the compressors at a decent angle was kind of challenging. So anyway, I'm at this point now where it looks like it's compressed enough. We got play. You can see it was wiggling. I might maybe just give it a few more turns on each one just to give it some additional, you know, precautions. And yeah, so now I honestly don't even know if I have the size socket to get the top off. I might not have it, so I gotta go look, see what I can find. But yeah, so I mean, so far it's going okay. So yeah, I didn't really think this through. This isn't gonna do anything, I don't think. No, probably not. Well, I might have to call for reinforcements on this particular task. I can't get the tops off of either strut off. They're so rusted, and all they do is spin round and round. So I don't have a vise. I tried to make a vise out of my C-clamp, but that didn't work. And I got this socket stuck on the end of this one, so it's not going anywhere. So I'm probably gonna have to call in the reinforcements tomorrow. Try to get my friend, see if he can come over tomorrow and help me get those taken apart. But I mean, I thought maybe I can sneak the spring off of this one since the top was already broken, but yeah, all of this has to come off. I mean, honestly, since I'm not using these, I could probably just destroy the rest of these to get the springs out, because that's all I really wanted to take them apart for. But there's nothing I can do with this one, actually, because this entire top is on. But this one, I could probably hacksaw these off and maybe wiggle this spring up and out, and then I can call that one a day. Oh, also, check this out. Look at how loose those are. So yeah, that one was definitely no good. This one's probably in the same exact shape. Can't tell yet because the spring is still on it. It's still loose, I hope. I just want to get my socket off of there. So, since I can't really do anything else with those, good news is they're both off of the car. And maybe now I can maybe start working on cleaning up some of the rust on the passenger side. It is starting to get darker earlier now. I think it's, what time is it? It is going on 7:30 and the sun's already starting to kind of go down. So we're hitting up that time of year, guys, where we're losing daylight a lot sooner than we were. So hopefully tomorrow I can finish these up. And let's go get started on the actual rust part of this whole situation. See what we could do with that. Alright guys, well, I've been out here for a while now trying to actually get the rust off of the tower above and underneath. I think I actually made this worse because more paint started peeling on the bottom of it. But it seems to be, I mean, it still seems to be pretty strong. It's pretty sturdy. So I don't think structurally we're going to have a problem. I'm just now hoping, I mean, it looks like it really didn't do a whole lot. I don't know. I mean, I sprayed some WD-40 on it, let it sit, and then scraped it off. And I mean, the stuff that was kind of hitting the ground, like, you know, you could tell it was like rusty water. So I know it was cutting into it, but it's not really doing as well as I was hoping it was going to do. So I don't know. I'm hoping the paint and primer is going to work okay, even in the condition that it's in. This side, like I said, not too bad. There's some slight rusting, some dust. I think, honestly, all I'm going to do with that is just maybe clean it off. I might not even have to really paint that one, maybe as a precaution. But even underneath, it just looks a lot cleaner than the other side. So I think that's it. That's all I'm going to do for tonight. Yeah. Okay, so I might just end this vlog now, and then when we get the new struts, we'll make that a whole other video. That way, you know, it's kind of like we're finally finishing the process. So in a couple weeks, I'll be getting the new struts, and hopefully by then we'll have those springs completely off of the strut. I actually opened up the part where all of the little ball bearings are for the mount. So those were all intact apparently. I didn't realize that there'd be that many in there. So my friend's coming over. I got a hold of my friend. He's gonna come over in a couple days. So he's actually gonna help me get the strut tops off. Hopefully we can come up with some kind of vise or something. There's Duncan. Hi, Dunk. So until then, I guess that's gonna stay compressed. This one I'm not worried about, obviously. And then as far as the paint and stuff goes, the rest, he's also gonna bring me a grinder. We're gonna try to grind some of the rust off, because trying to do it with the sandpaper and the wool, I really wasn't getting too far with that. So we're gonna call it a video after all, and then maybe I'll start rolling in a few days and we'll go from there. So if you guys enjoyed this video, if you guys thought it was informative for some reason, if you guys just like that there's a little bit of progress being made on the tech at this time, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, comment, subscribe. Also check out teespring.com/storage/Mike's Vehicle Spotlight for all of your MVS and vlog merchandise. Other than that, maybe tomorrow I'll kind of place things back where they should be a little bit, like the box and stuff. Get some fresh gas in it because she's low, and maybe start it up because it hasn't been started in a while, so let it run for a bit with some clean gas. And that's it. So I'll see you guys next time. Thank you again for watching. Appreciate it as always. Take care.